So, because I'm not sure who's around and what's going on, I'm going to just play a few quick games on Tenho Normal. We'll actually see if we can get our ranking up. Currently, I haven't played this in so long. I'll be honest. I'm not sure what the last time I actually played against random people online was, but we'll have a go. Give us a game just to see if we can dram up 3 or 4 people for the actual Tiles of Confusion lobby. If not, I'll just play continuing on this for an hour or so, and we'll see how this goes. So, we're up against a couple of people at my level, and one who I believe is first queue, so that's the level underneath Dan. A long while ago, I managed to grind my way up to second Dan, and that was a bit of a struggle, if I'm honest. Now we're about to see what playing on a normal table is going to do for me after 2 years of Tiles against Tiles of Confusion. Well, he's called South as a dealer, so he's on an aggressive start. I'm going to give a dragon just because it makes sense to do that now. And I'm going to assume he's in half flush Sozu. Not going to go for that, just going to get rid of terminals, play defensively. We're dealer next, so we're not too bothered if this goes slightly awry. We'll see how things go. Okay, that's a good draw. Alright, we get rid of a 9 at this stage. Again, we want to keep the Sozu just because of our opinion of a left-hand player. Especially after 2 calls. Okay. So terminals are now definitely out. Going to get rid of a 7. Bit of a risky drop, but we need to develop the board, and these 2 tiles are going to have to do it. We are going to have to draw the 8 and the 6, most likely, and go for the Itsu. Or he's just on something ridiculous. Oh, goodness knows now. Alright, forward up. So West is technically still available, but he's now got free Dora as well. So let's dump the 7s on the same vein and hope that we can get into a position, because actually we're only 2 away from Itsu nonsense at the moment. Problem is, he could be on any Sozu right now for victory. We know 1's safe. So if I draw a 6, I can possibly go in for the closed 8. Equally, he could be on just about anything. South should be safe. If he drops the 8, we're going hell for leather on that. Oh, that's far too dodgy. Far too dodgy.
Wrong.
I mean, it worked, but that was far too dodgy. I suppose the West had been played, but he still, 3 wins, he only needs a pair and he's got a Yakum in hand, so, you know. I don't know if he was Yakum Tenpai, I imagine he could have been. Most likely it was going to be a Sozu wait in any case. So, we're now dealer, let's go West. 3 runs in the opening hand, this is a really quick hand. If we can get a pair of whatever we got left here, then this is almost perfect dealer's hand. Nice. Alright, so we need a pair of the 3 or the 8 dot, and we have a turn, we have an early reach. Okay, that's fine. We've got a closed weight here, potentially. Means we'd be on a single weight for the pair, but I'm willing to take that. If we can trade the 7 or the 6 when it comes around for a terminal, that's the way to go. If we call that, we'll then be on a reach on either the 3 or the 5 dot. Which is risky, but... oof, is that better? That's not better. We'd still have 2 closed weights, but I feel this is better, especially as we're more likely to be dropping one of these 2. Maybe we end up waiting on the 5. Yeah, we're going to risk it. It's a preemptive dealer reach on the 5th turn. We dropped a lot of dot tiles. We've got an aggressive player to the right. It may only be a single weight, but this feels like a single weight that can work. Reach 2 Dora. My Suji has been played as well, which is nice. Although that was a safe tile, of course. He's just going to go ultra aggressive, and I'm hoping he's going to deal into this. My other Suji. And he draws. He was on both my weights, so... well, he's on one of my weights. Hyper-aggression going on here. Maybe I've got it wrong about Tiles Confusion players. Still. still, again, we've got a decent starting hand. Potential Dora, potential Sandshrews. Okay, let's dump the 8 at this point. I'd be tempted to keep that, but it's still going to be a closed weight and a open if we did it that way around, so we'd rather have the set. Neaten things up and possibly move ourselves over to the Jun-Chan play. That being said, that doesn't help us much. So draw the 3, dump the 1, go in for the 2-3-4 Sandshrew instead. Okay, red's been played, we'll follow red. Couple of whites are out. It was a decent hand, but nothing's really happened in the last 4 tiles, and it feels like in this sort of game with the amount of aggression on show, that's going to be a problem. Gonna keep that. Arguably I should dump them, but I want to keep the Dora possibilities at this point, especially since we're slightly down on points now. I could have got rid of the 1, I suppose, but while both Sandshrews are technically possible, I want to be at least open to them. That being said, I have a feeling after 10 discards we're probably going to be folding. Alright, so we'll play that. Gives us, I suppose, a reasonable out to Tenpai, but we'd still mostly be relying on drawing this, maybe dropping the 2 at that point. Another 4. 4's close to the Dora, we're going to dump the 2, so at this point. We're kind of going a bit deadly at the moment, not really progressing the hand, and I don't think we're going to get a chance to progress it at this stage. We have a couple of safe tiles, though. So I think at this point we are going to drop the pair and start playing defensive. Again, there's an outside possibility that somebody will want this for Dora shenanigans, but somebody has now played the Dora. So I imagine that up top's in Tenpai. Okay, a couple of good draws. 4 dot gives us a 3-sided waiting pattern there, but we'd have to jump the indicator, get a bit more progression down the hand. We'd also be in for a 10 if we drew that 3 now. At least that side of it would effectively be a for a 10 weight. Green Dargon. We see 1. So we'll risk it. Reach. No. It's got to be thinking about being close, so I'm actually going to follow his safe discard here. East-east is safe. We can go east-east there. One's so safe against 2 players. And now we have a safe tile for the end. So 1 player Tenpai waiting on the 5 so only. That means he's the dealer, gets to deal a repeat. Okay, so fairly easy opening. We'll get rid of the 1-9, and then we'll see how things are from that. Dora is the first discard from the dealer, which is interesting. And our hand is looking significantly better after 2 draws. So we'll test for Green Dragon in a moment. So what we got here is a couple of potentially good waiting patterns here. If we draw a 7, that gives us the run up here, which is probably the most tricky thing we got left. We are going to dump the dot tiles for the moment until we know we have problems with that. But if I can draw a 4-so and a 7-man, that pretty much gets us there. 4-6 wouldn't be too bad either, just allow us to extend plays a little bit. And I'm actually going to dump the 9 here. So we're looking more towards the Open Tanyo at this stage, Open Tanyo Dora. Especially as you seem to be representing Sozu Honetsu right now. And of course now we draw a 7. So that immediately undoes my work there. And it's unfortunately something I'm going to have to work with now. Alright, jump to 3. So drawing a 6 or a 9 undoes the damage I did by doing that. And approaching mid-game, we're still 2 away. Red has not been played. We are not going to be the first to play that. We're going to dump the 8 instead. I should really probably discard the 7 and force the pairs, but we'll wait on that and just get into the throw 10 situation later. Actually, 1 red has been played. We could have probably done that.
Eat.
Probably can't now, but still, we could have done that. Let's not play too risky at the start. We'll just get rid of a 2. South should be fine. There are a lot of definitely safe tiles, which is a problem. That helps. Bolivar 9, though we had that one as a safety anyway, and we've been given 2 definitely not safe tiles, but the dealer has lost points. Not a good number of points. All that does is that puts the overall lead closer to our position as we approach East 4 and mid-game. This is an interesting hand. It's not very good, but it's interesting. Shame we couldn't have the triple Dora, but cannot have everything. Alright, south to start, since that's the win to our left. If we had Dora, I'd be tempted to just start calling and go Toy Toy here. Dora, okay, Green Dragon also, so we got that for safety this turn. So maybe we're looking at Chinitsu. It's a bit of a stretch with 6 tiles to clear, but might be what we were thinking about here. At the very worst, though, if we draw the 5 dot, we get run pair, and then we're set up on this end. But it's still going to be cheap. Reach Dora at best at the moment. Well, if we draw 4 more Manzu tiles in the next 4 draws, then we can think about Chinitsu. But I think that's what we're going towards at this stage. Other than that, just... Okay, we'll get rid of the closed weight then. So we have 1 6s. This is definitely more towards Toy Toy than anything else. If we pick up a pair of a 2, that would probably be an indicator we'd try for it. It's still early enough. We haven't quite reached mid-game yet. That, unfortunately, is a slight disruption to our plans. Especially as we're going to have to risk a red dragon here. Safest tile is probably the 1 dot in terms of what we can get rid of, but high dot tiles should be okay as well against that board, depending.
Dong.
Okay, you've dealt him for the 2nd time in succession, but again, it's a cheap hand. 2,000 points, but he is dealer. He's not going to be too bothered about that. Gap to a lead down to 1,300. We have a set of Norths, and what looks like a really rapid starting hand. Unfortunately, it's closed weight and closed weight. If we can fill those both in, though, we are in for basically a turn... Yeah, could be in Tenpai in 2. But we need 2 closed weights, and one of them is reduced as well. So because of that, I'm actually tempted to toss it, but we're gonna We're going to get rid of the Sozu one first and see if we can't develop this towards a half flush. Half flush Dora would be worth getting rid of a Dora on the early stages at this stage. Getting another East as well while we're still technically on dealer turn would be fine. Do I want to go for this? I don't think we want to go for it just yet, but that is a perfect draw for this. Alright, so the delay was justified. We're not going to call it. We're also not going to call that. Technically, we're in a close enough position we might be wanting to Khan there, but we're not quite there yet. All right, turn 5, dot discard. Risky, but there's a chance we can progress to Wests. Okay, West is now out, so we can't progress that any further. We will be getting rid of it. 4-7, please. Nope. Okay, 10 by 2-5. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that far because somebody else has beat us to a half flush. And we're now into South round, so of course now we get our Easts. Okay, again, good starting hand. Couple of loose tiles to get rid of, but nothing here that we're too unhappy about. So draw the 6, get rid of the Easts, and then go for Pinfu. Actually, no, we don't have to get rid of the Easts. We can get rid of the 1s instead. So we're now 1 from Tenpai, and if we draw the 6, that's pretty much the fastest way we could have gotten to Pinfu Tenpai. I'd even take a reach on the close 6 at this point because we are kind of desperate for points and progression at this stage. East doesn't help us. 9 actually is a bit more helpful because now we've got 2 tiles we can get the middle of. Of course, we'd like to prefer to draw the 6 because of the Dora, but at this stage we just need a hand. Okay, reach across the table. Depending on things, you might not be too caring about that. We're at the point now where we kind of have to try and force the game a little bit. Reach past the Sumo, and that will be a pin. That's a Mungan, I think. Nope, didn't luck out in the Uradura, so we're now dealer. About the same points gap we've been behind for a while now, and again, an okay-ish hand. We're just toss the West because it is matching the indicator wind. The hand's quite good. We just prefer to get something else off of it from the start. So we still need 3 loose tiles, and then we're there. 4 doesn't help us much, but we see 2 reds, so we'll take advantage of that. Yeah, we need to win this hand, really. Otherwise, we're gunning for Mungan plays. We'll get rid of a 6 because that's probably the loosest tile we got at the moment. Alright, we'll see a couple of Easts so we can get rid of those. So we're getting close. We're 1 away from Pinfu. Reach Pinfu as dealer, probably fine. Yeah, I think I have to do that. We want to keep the 7s because, of course, even though we got the run there, we don't want to be in a single weight. It also devalues the hand slightly, so we're just playing furthest away from the center, less likely to call it. 6 is a safe tile now across. We just need to complete one of these sets. If we get a 4 and upgrade that way, that'd be fine as well, because that opens up Sanshikyu as a potential. Okay. So, reach Pinfu Sanshikyu. Potential Munganon. If we can draw that 2 to secure it first, that'd be fine. But we need something to finish this hand off now. 8 dot, 5 dot, 2 man,
1
5 man.
2
Open Sanshikyu. Because we need to win this. Value doesn't really matter at this point. We need to win this. So 5-8.
Dong.
Okay, open Sanshikyu, Tanyo. And we have another dealer turn. Okay, that's not bad. If we can draw another East, that gives us some value. Our first win, indeed. Yeah, we've not had a good start, have we? Still, we're not in a securely dangerous position now. We're only 64,000 away from the lead, and while we haven't been winning, we haven't exactly been losing. So we've kept ourselves in with a shot. And finally, the tiles have fallen to us a bit. So now we just need to let the jam flow and the luck to come in. Alright, we're going to call a dragon. There's absolutely zero reason why we wouldn't. We want to keep our pair, unfortunately, so we're going to have to go with that. But 2 open calls, dragon only, we'd take it at this point to stay dealer.
Dong.
Oh, somebody can just do that. Alright. That puts us down to last, doesn't it? That does put us down to last. But we're only a Mungan from victory, so 2 hands, get a Mungan. Where's the start? Okay, this is looking good. So we got a potential. I'd say potential. It's not really, given the hand layout here, but this is potentially Tanyo Pinfu again. If we can draw the 8, then wouldn't be Tanyo, of course, but that actually was a perfect draw for us there. So we're looking like pair of 7s. Jump the Dora, go for another Pinfu Tanyo hand. Now it is. Again, I'd like to keep this, but it's the same value as we're getting rid of it now. So either we get the 1 Dora or we get the Tanyo. Same value. The only problem, of course, now is if we get the 8, then we don't actually have a Pinfu hand. We're waiting on the 4. That'll work.
1
Okay, reach Pinfu, 2 Dora. This is Mungan. 2-5. Sumo to take the lead. No. We'll take the win off anyone, but I think Sumo to take the lead, definitely. Taking off you would be fine as well, because you're currently 2nd. I always want to take points of 2nd here. It's an early 2-5. Mounty tiles are reasonably cheap at the moment, so a lot of them coming out early. One of our winners has gone, but it still leaves 7. And our hand doesn't look as if it's a Mansu weight, importantly. Of course, if it is, then it kind of cuts to the 2-5-8 vein, but Red Dora. Nobody's being aggressive now. This is what happens in a tight game towards the end. People start playing a lot more closed at this point, and we do need the win. 7 of them left. Alright, that's not ideal, but we'll take it. I'd have preferred to take it from the guy across from us, but I think this might still just give us Mungen, and that keeps us second. 500 points from the lead. Alright, so we just need to really be in Tenpai here and hope that the dealer isn't, because that will, of course, end the game at that stage. So, any win now. Any win. Unfortunately, we have no... Unless we draw another White Dragon, we have no quick hand to go for with this. Sort of maybe forcing an open Tanyo and being extremely risky. Player to my right has disconnected. That is not useful. That is a good draw. White Dragon for the victory then. White Dragon for victory. Come on. Alright. Victory Road. Keeping all of the dot tiles in the middle. He's discarded one. He might discard more. We don't have a pair. That's the only... There we go. Pair. Pair sorted. I should have got rid of a 6 rather than a 7 there. And I'm going to agree with that decision and get rid of it now. We're just maximising the number of tiles we can potentially call from this player on the left. Safe tile. Because now we definitely don't want to be dealing in. Rider's Hand's not too valuable. We just have to somehow force Tenpai. 3 dot is really risky here, but I think I'm going to try it anyway, especially given the Suji that's just occurred. Yeah. South has not been played yet. That could potentially be a problem for us. South for 7, South for 7, South for 7. Or fold. South 7 or fold. If we fold, we're pretty much out, so I've got to have a go at this.
Gong.
Yeah. Cheap as you like, we secure second place. My options were kind of limited on that board, because if we'd have folded, then we'd have conceded having second anyway. He wasn't on the Ipatsu draw, so it was possible he could have overtook us into second, I suppose. But South also was live. We couldn't play that in that situation. 7 dot was the only possible thing we could have possibly tried to continue half-assing it at that point, but had to have a go for that. Alright, so we had a +8, and, you know, that's 15 extra points. My ranking is now up to not quite so embarrassing. But hey. Alright, we'll play one more since I think, Gurley, you're the only person in the chat right now. I might have to quickly go and check that. Bear with. Yep, this is a solo stream just for you, sir. But let's go in for another one. Most importantly, I just don't want to lose, because we want to try... This ranking here, all I care about, ultimately. Although we are up against somebody who is genuinely good. Okay, starting dealer. And I guess we're tossing the 7 here. Okay. Unfortunately, I have to get rid of the East on turn 2, because that's just the way this hand is going at the moment. Get rid of a closed 2-4 in a moment, because that's for next loose area, but then discover door. In a practical sense, on the first dealer turn, these are the worst 3 discards you can make. Okay, that's useful. Third 2 dot. So draw the 5 gets us into a 2 connector wait. Discard the 9 for... Discard the 9 for no value, actually, the way this has gone at the moment. But hey. 7's useful. Yeah, 7's more useful than the 4 at this point. Of course, he called it, so... Okay, so now we're 1 away from, at the very least, a reach as dealer. Yeah, it's going to be the plan anyway. It's going to be cheap. I just wish it was worth slightly more. But 1 away, 2 runs, potentially get us there. And now bring on the lack of tiles. White Dragon's okay. I'll take a 9 or a 2 for some carnage right now, in all honesty. Just because of the madness of hand 1, I'd go for it. Especially as there's this possibility of can't reach, but... well, not ideal, but I guess we have to go with it.
Eat.
Still a possibility of canning here, but at least we have the... at least we have the Tenpai secured, at least we have a hand that we can go for. There's a couple of winners still out there, so... well, more than a couple, really, but still. If nothing else, we put some pressure on the table. See if they'll respect the dealer. And we still technically can't have a 2-dot. Risked a red 5 on my discards. I mean, it's double Suji, but that suggests he's in Tenpai. So he might be willing to try some other risky tiles. Or he just has absolutely nothing safe. I've been in that situation before. It does look as if the table's at least respecting this, which is fine. I don't mind that, although it's going to be revealed to be a bit of a bluff. Last discard. Haite, come on. 5-8 for Haite. No Haite for me. So he was waiting on a 4-7. It's fine. We move on. I lose a few points, but I gain most of them back, so I'm now in second. And I'm still dealer, more importantly. Okay, well. I've had better hands, but this isn't actually the worst. 3 loose tiles and probably a low Tanyo Pinfu hand. With door, of course. Ikaru is using up all of his time right now because Red Dragon. Okay, get rid of these two, see where we are, but it's looking like we're going to be in a reasonable position from here, possibly even with a 4-5-6 Sanchikyu. Oh, I'd be tempted. Oh, okay. I'm glad I didn't. I was tempted to call that. I'm glad I didn't. So we now get the 4-dot here. We are in business other than having a pair. Actually, we do have a pair. We have a 2s. Okay, so we can... yeah, we're 1 from Tenpai from this. So 3-6. 3-6, 1-4. And... a couple of others as well, actually. But could call that take the Tanyo, but I prefer to go for some value here. We are dealer. We might call the next one if it comes off. Not in that instance, unfortunately, because we do need the Tanyo if we're going to call.
Dong.
Then, of course, we just deal in 2,000 points. Yeah, I should have... That was a misplay, in all honesty. Should have called there. Would have hit Tenpai. Didn't actually track if we would have won from that, but it would have at least put some people on guard. As in fairness, I should really have been against the player to my right who had called. So... Okay, then. So what are we looking at here? Probably not much, in all honesty. There's a little value we can get here. East is a bit of a dodgy play right now, and I'm punished for it. Okay, so we're now having to think about defenses over to the left. He doesn't want anything near the high Sozu, so we're going to think about defending a little bit there. Depending on how close to Tenpai he is, this might be high Manzu is what he wants. He could easily be waiting on this 9.
Kang.
Well, okay then. Threat reassessment has taken place. And I believe we are now folding like there is no tomorrow. Alright, thankfully the Dora 4 didn't happen. Yeah, canning the Dora in the Dora tile. It's fun on every table. Alright, so it's still a tight game. We're not really lost a lot of ground at this stage, so let's keep going. Just one Mungen or Hanneman would easily probably take this game as long as we were careful. That being said, we're still in East 3. It's not as if we're in South 3, which will be definitely true of that case, but just gotta stay in touch with people.
Chi.
Okay, Chi, but no Dora, so we reckon that's a probable Honitsu up the top. Maybe a Chinitsu if he's feeling extremely greedy as dealer. Or he's got his bonus triplet already sorted out. Could just be pushing for a quick aggressive Tanyo to start with. Either way, doesn't bother us too much. We are 1 from Tenpai with Pinfu and 2 Dora. I can count Dora occasionally. Okay. Alright, so open Sand Cube, have a look at it then. Which does make these awkward, and means we're unlikely to get that 2-dot from anybody else at this stage. And if we are, there's a possibility that it's actually just going to be sniped around the board, so... Mind you, 2 of them are gone. Alright, let's go for it. Since I see all the 2s except 1, and he's already discarded 1, he either already has it, or that's not how he's going. So we're just going to try and be forceful here. It's a good hand. Multi-Dora. Could be a Mungen, depending on things. 3-6. And Sozu tiles are extremely cheap, and we take it from the dealer, who is probably in the lead, I think. More or less. Nope, 100 points off it, but... There we go, Hanneman. And now if we're extremely careful, this could just win us the game if we can play careful and not deal into people. That's not how I'm probably going to play it, but, you know. We also have a set of souths and a good starting shell, so I think we might be pushing this hand a little. We'll see. So double run, good for calling. We just need this south pair, and then we're going to the races with this hand, I think. Come on, Southwind. Okay, we'll get rid of the closed 8-9 on this side. The jam is in. Just need the 8, and then we got the Pinfu Ipeco. Well, actually, it would be just be Ipeco, unfortunately. So Ipeco only, so not a lot. Okay. So I had to be a little cautious up top, but 1 should be safe. He played 1-2. So 4s would be a Suji. I think we might just end up following at this point. He's in last place, but we're also dealer if he wins the hand anyway. Provided we're not dealing in, he shouldn't gain as much value. So, oh, we hit Ipeco now. God darn it, we hit Ipeco. He shouldn't want the souths. And if he does, fair play to him. He doesn't look like he's on a half flush hand, so get rid of ourselves, see what we go from that. West equally he shouldn't want, but I've only got one of those spotted. That being said, it's off there. So reach Sumo Dora. Reach Sumo Dora. We only lose 1,000 points effectively from that. And still have a lead of 86. And that is a very, very strong opener. So we're half flushing this. Especially if we get the early white dragon. Getting greedy? I'm not getting greedy. I'll just look to the hand and I see what we're getting. I have a plan for the hand and we'll see. We are dealer. This is our last dealer turn. It's also, importantly, the first south round, so bonus tile half flush is the plan here. If we draw the 1 or the 4, then that obviously changes and we'll go that way around with it, but
Boom.
No. We're gonna stick with the plan currently. Whatever the plan happens to be. So white dragon for Tenpai. I suppose 2 dot for Tenpai as well, actually, but
Boom.
okay, well, unfortunately we had to give that up, but
Boom.
here comes the aggression.
Boom.
7s up top. We have a 7 here. We see another 7, so he's definitely not in that. All right, Tenpai 1-6.
Boom.
1-4 rather.
Boom.
There we go. We'll take it. South only 1-4. Dealer repeat. Okay, Dora in the opener. We'll just get rid of that. That's not bad. Not particularly valuable, but we're not too bothered about that right now. We're just trying to demoralize the game somewhat, build up a bit of momentum, put ourselves hopefully up to 40,000 before we pass the dealer turn on, and then just survive 3 more rounds. Possible Itsu, maybe. Alright, another north. $101 is our gap. Pair sorted out. Probably want to get rid of the closed one free next, depending on how aggressive we need to be. Which is non-existent, but... Alright, 6 is a good draw. Let's get rid of the 4 here, because it looks like we got a 1-2-3 Sanch queue on. Which can be in Tenpai for if we get one of the remaining 2. So we'll do it silent Tenpai and just see how it goes. Wait, 1 white's been played. We'll get rid of it. I've even been tempted to call it in this situation as well, just because either way it's kind of forced. I suppose this one technically isn't, because we could use it as part of the Pin2 extension run here, but... okay. So 1 from Tenpai, and if we get the 2... then we'll be on a 4 dot only, which sounds terrible, really. Maybe if we get another 4. Where's the 6? Here we go. I can't not go for the Itsu if it's on. I haven't achieved a possible Itsu in so long. Just going to follow that because that was a safe tile. Ah, we dealt in. Thankfully, it's a cheap hand, but he was the closest person to us, so that now reduces the gap to 5-5. It looks like we're reasonably good for securing second, but... yeah, maybe I was being a little greedy with that. Although I was undoing my Itsu. Okay, North starts, so now here comes the aggression. That's good, okay, but it might not be fast enough. It depends how things go. I wouldn't mind you winning, actually. Player across from me winning at this point would not necessarily be out of the realm of where I want to be. If I can pull off 3 quick wins, though, that will win me the game, which is a consideration, but... alright, get rid of closed 8. Problem is, currently the 5 is loose, so we really need to find a way to incorporate that into something. Get rid of the closed 2-4 at the moment. Go slightly cautious, although apparently not. That's fine. Let's get rid of the 4 again. So we get a free so we're in Tenpai on a pin through 2-sided weight, but we'd have to dump the 5 dot. Which seems really bad when everybody's made a call. If we draw another 5 dot, then... yeah, that doesn't help us either, actually. Yeah. We're either in a closed weight here, which we couldn't win on unless we self-drew it, or we draw the free so and get the pin through. South has been played, so we'll play that out. That might be the safe way of doing it, but we unfortunately wouldn't have a Yaku at that point. 1 white's been played. Okay. $6 dot. 6-0 is dodgy on this board, but then so is everything else I've got. Yeah, I'd like to see in these next 3 discards a 5-dot discard, just so I can try and get rid of this. Wrong 5. Do I just fold now? We are in mid-game. I think we fold. I'm annoyed having to do that, but I feel that that is the only remaining safe solution. Oh, for God's sake! I mean, I got an 8-dot, so it wasn't as if that was done, but the one turn I needed to do it was the previous one. Whatever. Whatever. We are going to play the 1-dot. Since that's safe against 2 players. Free. I'm trying to work out whether that was definitely safe. We can follow discards now. We got 1 so if we want to be cautious. And I think we do. 8-dot safe against most of the board now. Yeah, we're just hoping for no dealer repeat here if we can avoid it. But I imagine they're either all in Tempai or at the very least the dealer is. Because he has no reason. He's not presenting as if he's folding. Ooh. Okay. That was almost ideal. So the gap remains at 5-5. The last place person is now the dealer. We have a couple of reds, but the rest of the hand is kind of terrible, so we're not going to call that unless it massively improves by the time it gets that far. Okay, this is looking a little better. We would like to toss a dragon. Yeah, I think given things, we're going to have to keep the other dragon for the moment. Or maybe I'll force it now.
Boom. Boom.
Yeah. I mean, this is a hand we can call with. It's not impossible for us to just quickly win with this, but there are better hands you call the dragon from. That's useful. Alright, so we now got a couple of pairs we can use. We can call either of these as required. We have 1 Dora, which might be a little bit of a sticking point in a moment. Alright, that's useful. Alright, we have plenty of stuff we can call now, so it's now just a case of pushing ourselves over the line. Dora.
Boom.
Okay, 4 Dora. This is now a case of we have to win now. Get rid of that. Darn it, if I'd have waited 1 turn, I'd have been fine with this. If I call, that doesn't actually put me there, so I'm going to have to hold off. I can call a 2-5 from the left and get us there. I can call a 4-7 from the left and get us there. Or that can happen. Well, I have a safe tile for him for no moment. Reaching into 4 Dora does not sound like something I want to happen. Yeah, this happens. Thankfully I have a safe tile. The 1 is also safe, so I'm going to put myself into a position to win. 2-5. This is, though, extremely dodgy. 7 is not a safe tile. God darn it. Alright, well, I gave myself a turn to try and win it.
동,
The good news is that I didn't lose any points, and while the dealer is now in second, and it is the last deal, that that 4-door on the right did not materialize. So the Hanneman we won earlier is still keeping us in the game and alive. Red start.
봄,
Dealer calls it. Darn it. He thought about it, so I don't think his hand's close, but I now got to worry about everything he does now. Because he could overhaul 4800 quite easily. Short of drawing enough a white dragon, this is not a hand I can quickly attack him back with. But any win will do. Let's get rid of the 3 for the moment. Alright, so this is seeming like a bit of a strange one in all honesty, but can't call it because it wouldn't help. Green dragon, we might as well risk it. Not interested in that. And 6 is a bit loose. Technically, we could draw a 7 here and still have some useful shenanigans. Same with the 3, so we're holding on to those for the moment. Everything else we're drawing is away from our current core of tiles. Alright, that's useful enough. I don't know what to discard here. We'll get rid of the 8. Because it's more risky later on because it's proximity to Fedora, so...
each,
Alright, reach from the player who's probably not going to be able to take the lead. Okay, we'll play safe against that. Also, are we on for a Yakuman? Nope, reach past the Sumo. That should be winning for me. Unless he overhauls by a ton. Nope, Mungan it is. I pull off... Nope, it's a West round. Darn it. I did not think about that. We're going to West. Oh well. The game continues. God damn it. Alright, so if nobody hits 30,000 points, which is the cutoff point for winning, then we go to a third round effectively. So it doesn't end at south, we go on to west. I can't remember whether it's sudden death or whether it is the full west round, but you can't win if you're less than 30,000 points. Because effectively the way the point scoring works is it assumes that the winner will hand that back and it's a 30,000 per 0 cutoff. So yeah, that's why. Hence why we're now keeping the west. I should also have tossed the east there.
봄,
I'm going to assume it's sudden death, even though I don't know why. But either way, I'm the dealer. I'm supposed to be aggressive here.
치,
This might be too aggressive, but... yeah, so it doesn't come up very often, but it is something to be aware of, and something that I missed when that happened. But because I thought I had enough points to make sure that was definitely going to be my win, but yeah, well. And now, of course, means that any win will do yet again, but that they might have to play another 3 hands after this. Yeah, and I've gone in on better hands than this. I shouldn't have made that second call. I think I'm going to argue that's me on tilt a little bit. Yeah, I should have discarded the 7 as well, which would have meant I got the pair of 7s there, which would have been so much more useful right now. Okay, we're close. So I just need to complete this, get into Tenpai for 9 dot or something, and then we're fine. Or draw a pair of either that, or the 3. I could easily not be in Tenpai by the end of this. Okay, 3 dots for victory then. Oh, 3 or 6 actually. 3, 6.
1
Wrong 6. We're about to find out whether it's sudden death. No, it was sudden death. So now I've gotten myself over the 30,000 mark. That will do. Whew. Okay, so Red Dragon only. 42. So because the point score is based on a 30,000 return, that's the way that does it. But yeah. Whew. Hooray, we've won a game! Look at our ranking, it's up above 1,500. I can't remember the last time my ranking was actually genuinely above 1,500. Oh, I don't really want to risk it with one more game, but I suppose I should probably play one more before I do this. So I'm gonna risk it. I'm just gonna play a one-hand game, East only, and we'll see how this goes. This is always what I used to do. I always used to screw my ranking up by going on to the quick East only rounds as starting dealer as well, just to amplify things. And this is where I lost all my ranking points. Also, that I'm not very good. I didn't think so, not for the terms of that. Unless they've changed it, but I'm sure I used to lose a lot of my points playing these games at the end of a stream when I was running out of time or I wanted to go to bed. I should not be doing that. That's a bad cut, actually.
Home.
Do we want to call and hope we get that green? Don't think we're going to do that. It's not my play style to call and hope I get the Yaku afterwards. If I had 2 pairs, then maybe, but I need to know I'm getting that, even if I am the dealer. Oh, I'm wrong. We'll find out after this game. 3 dots. Nothing particularly useful in the last few tiles, and we've got to worry about the dot only to the left. Thankfully, he's given us that green dragon we wanted. And I don't think he wants Manzu, so we'll go for it.
Each.
I'm trying to work out if there's a good way to do this.
Chi.
I say good. That maximizes our chances, at least. 1-4, now gets me to Senpai. As does 3-6, so... I am dealer, so it matters.
Chi.
Oh! Does it double run or does he steal it? Nope, it's double run. Okay, that's fine. 2 very, very cheap hands, but I believe I stay dealer. I do. In these suddenly round, I need my dealer turns. Also, my cheap ass win was slightly better than your cheap ass win. Also, double Dora. Here we go. Yeah, I play with head bump all the time, so I'm not used to that sort of thing happening. I should, on my tables and Tars of Confusion rules, I wouldn't have got those points. Largely because I feel double running is a bad enough consequence anyway in and of itself. But alright, we'd like another red. Or I'm failing that. I think we're Dora. Failing that, I think we're trying to lean towards Tanyo a little bit. Maybe go for all triplets with this. Gives us a little longer to try and get this red dragon pair.
Each.
Alright, fair enough. Dump the 9. Dump the white dragon since one was played earlier. I mean, I suppose we've got 7 pairs or Toy is an option really for this, but with a reach on the board, that seems a dodgy decision. Actually, I don't really have anything safe against him. Well, no, I have an extra safe tile against him, so huzzah. Alright, the plan is 7 pairs or Toy. Until such a plan becomes untenable.
Home.
Getting there.
Sumo.
But no. And it's a big sumo, so I'm just going down to the last already. Mungan. Alright, well, I have 4 hands now, or 3 hands rather, plus any repeats to come back with a Mungan. That's why the first dealer in this position is always the worst. Still, it's not impossible. I need a bit of fortune, bit of jam, and then we'll be on to up on the night. I think the one thing with any sending round is that the point scales are slightly different. So I think I can only gain 30 points rather than lose 45. I forget exactly how it works, but I can very definitely lose points here. Alright, so North, a couple of quick calls, and we can potentially just get a Chanter hand out of this, maybe? We'll see. 4 pairs, so Toy is an option. Especially with a triplet now drawn. Okay, bring on the Suanko. that's my call shot right now. Come on, give me an 8. Give me an 8. Come on, give me an ability to deal with this. 4 dot. All right, that actually does look like a good thing actually, but we'll get rid of this. If I can just get one, get the Sun Unco with the 6/9, I'd be happy with that. Even if all my winners seem to be disappearing at a rate of nuts. 6, 6, 6, 9. 6 has been played. I think I'd take it silent as well, especially since we now got a reach on the board. Free was played a couple of turns ago. That should be safe against that at least. No, we're not counting into a reach. Okay. Well, he's got early Manzu tiles. That's the only reason I'm going to play that. That's probably safer.
Wrong.
Dealer scores. We're no longer in last place. This means we won't lose points. If we finish third, we don't lose any ranking points. At least not in terms of the downship rankings, but still, the R rating we will lose points on for being third, I think. Okay. Let's start with the West. Yeah. We're close. I'd have definitely gone for it if, well, at least the Sun Anko reach at that point, but it might have changed some people's minds. No idea. Play the East now since it's bonus to everybody. North was already played now, so we'll get rid of that next. Hand's okay. 2 Dora. I mean, winning will probably require us to do a direct hit now, but double run. We don't have a pair, unfortunately, but how do we want to risk this? We'll risk the 9. 7 dot is still dodgy against him, but I might have to play it later anyway. Okay. That was just unfortunate. And some things are just getting a little ridiculous, but we're getting there. Maybe. Especially since 7's safe. Thank God for that. This hand is just looking slightly more silly all the time. But we're now 1 from Tenpai with 4 Dora. Alright, Tanyo 4 Dora, 2-5. Come on, Sima. Haite. Nope. Okay, well, we stay in second. But that was potentially a comeback hand if we'd have finished that. Alright, not quite so door heavy. 2 rounds to go. 17,000 behind the leader. hold on to Vidora for the moment. So I'm looking at Sanshikyu as a possible hand improvement line here, but we might just have to hope on the direct hit and just go for the big points at this stage. 2 hands to do it. 2 Mungans will do it from here, but it would help if we could get him to deal in. This feels bad, but I'm going to discard that. I want to try and keep the Vidora line open. If we can get the free, jump the 5, gives us the pin Foodora. I mean, it basically is the same as Tanyo, but it's the only way we can incorporate that into it at the moment. But we would need to draw that free. 5, 6, 8, 9. I suppose there's a... It's about the same regardless, and we're not going to get to that point anyway. I'll try and look to see if Sanshikyu was still on, but it doesn't fundamentally change the odds whichever way around we do this, so... Come on, Friso.
Each.
That is not a Friso. Okay, last place reach. If he can take a lot of points off of No Name, that might help me out here, because that's last taking from first. That's the ideal configuration for this. If not, and he sumos, it takes more points from the player in second and secures my... from the third player in third, rather, and secures my second place. Oh, that's not good. And he's not discarded a lot of things there. We'll discard the 5. So now we are in the position of having to go reach with something silly. Like maybe the 5? Is this worth it? I don't think it's worth it. I know Vidora is safe against him, so we can probably try and get rid of both of these in due course. At this point, I'd rather not deal in. If I draw the 3, I can always change up, discard the 7 and have a go at it, but... Alright, so that's Tenpai. We know that's safe. We are Tenpai waiting on the 1. Which, if nothing else, we can go for this. Single weight, random... win. I suppose I could have waited on the 3. That was an answer I had, but... Okay, so now we're waiting on interesting things. So 5/8.
Each.
All right, we'll go for the late reach. Give him 1,000 points. We'll have a go at this. 5/8. Come on. There's basically no 8s left, but 5s. You know, who's going to drop the 5? Nobody. Let's have a go at it anyway. Drop a 5 dot on this board. Go on.
Sumo.
I gave him 1,000 points. The good news is that hand was significant enough that he is going to secure second place for me, but give me a... Actually, no, he's going to take over, isn't he? Yeah, he is. I'm in third. Yay, last hand. Last hand, third place. That did not go well at all. So I need direct Hanneman, direct Mungan to hit him here. I think an indirect Sumo Hanneman would do it. So that's what we've got to somehow work out with this hand. So Sozu Chinitsu. No Dora in the opening hand, of course. So it's looking like that is the plan currently. Sozu Chinitsu. Only have to trade up 6 tiles to make it, so let's watch this happen.
1。
We're going to make it harder for ourselves, making it open as well. It is a long way to go, but it is the only hand that has any possibility of winning me the game at this stage. And if nothing else, we can go for the half flush and just try and secure second, because half flush south would be enough. Okay, so half flush south is for second, is what the game is determining that I must do.
Each.
I can have a red dragon, sir. Suji, Dora, go. I kind of have to risk it. I am definitely on tilt with this hand, but I've got no other choice here. Good news is he's only 3,007 away from me now, so my requirements are lessened. But equally, I'm going to be discarding every dodgy tile I get, so 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Green Dragon or Dora? Green Dragon. Okay, we're now in a 5, so wait. With almost no benefit other than the fact we can open Khan the south if it comes off. Except we can't because that's been played. Now, if that was a 4 or a 6, I might go with that and just take the Itsu as well. But no, we'll stick with a single.
Sumo.
No, there we go. We go again, I believe. Unless he does overhaul no name here. But now we are fighting for third. Or, you know, another Hanneman. South would be an interesting way to work that. This one, I feel we're just going to have to force the half flush early. And just hope we get lucky with some pairs of bonus tiles in a moment. We're not sitting north, we'll hold off. How to make this into something ridiculous.
Home.
Hi there. How to make this into something threatening? Do that. This still needs so much work to get anywhere near. This is ridiculous. I mean, we're going to end with basically a half flush Dora for free. Unless we can somehow draw that extra south. I don't know quite why he's going on the attack here. Is that a... Oh, god damn it. South's also basically live. Khan helps. Come on, give me some Dora. That's a couple of Dora. All right, we're off. 1-4. This only is for second. This is only for third place, really. This battle, and that means the game carries on. We're having an epic battle. Oh, does it carry on? Yeah, it does. Having an epic battle for what is basically third place, and then you just do that. Good news is we're now closer to the lead, so I suppose if we were to secure a Hanneman somehow. Got a good chance at this. Unfortunately, this hand is not at all Hanneman. But oh, yeah, that was an amusing hand. East only games, they go a bit silly. Especially when I make them go silly.
Pom.
Alright, he's only one win away from it now, so this is likely going to be the last hand regardless of what happens, but we're not too bothered if he wins. It means we finish third. Don't lose any of our points on the road to Danship, or Danship level 3, I think. So second Dan at the moment, but I feel it does impact our actual R points. Suppose we get rid of one of our pairs at this point. And regret the fact that we probably given up a chance at 7 pairs here, but
Pom.
okay, Dora free from the dealer. I think that's enough of an indicator that that this is definitely not going to go my way.
Pom.
Okay, so dealer's showing Hanneman already. I've dropped 2 pairs on my route to 7 pairs. All I gotta do is not deal in now, basically. No Name has to probably fight this. Because it definitely won't last another round. Or he can give up and go for second, I suppose, which seems semi-sensible. Yeah, I could go for Tanyo, I suppose, but honestly, we are just folding this. Well, we're 1 away from 7 pairs. We've only dropped 2 pairs already up to this point, but early dots are unlikely. No Name has won. We knew we had to go for something in that nature. I will finish third, minus 23. Let's see how that affects the board. 1509. What was I before? I don't know, but either way, I'll take that, really. So yeah, no, that was fun. We'll do this again next week, probably at the normal-ish time. Apparently we get more people around that stage. Aegon will be back, so we'll have somebody new to terrorize. We'll probably have the Discord chat going on in the background as well. I didn't feel it was worth it with just pretty much me playing. But we'll be back to normal Tiles Against Confusion next week. So thank you very much for joining me.